pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. Call the meeting to order. Looking for approval of the agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of minutes from July 28th, 2025. So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. That's not a motion. Secondary roads, item number 1. Back, you have a utility permit, equipment quote, and a department update. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so utility permit is NEAS section 2635. It's basically getting it's a private utility crossing. It's getting 2 water lines across the road and then an overhead electric line to serve a new cattle barn. You can kind of see that in the picture. Originally, they were wanting to put the electric underground, and private underground electric's not really a great deal for us because it's not located by the Iowa One Call system. It's not noted on there, so that's why we asked for it to be overhead, and the property owner agreed with that and are going to work through that, just doing overhead instead of underground. So, but
No, the overhead has to be done by REC or somebody like that.
private contractor can do it. Electrical contractor can do it. There's no issue with that. But they'll obviously have to put in a couple poles for the overhead part of it. So,
Are there any specs have to follow or anything for height? And
yeah, there for specs there is. Minimum of 18 feet. I think they're going to go 20 is what I believe from what I've been told. So, but
I know this is frowned upon, but has anybody else in Carroll County gone underground?
didn't think there was. I was brought to my attention there possibly could be one, but I'm gonna look into that a little bit as well, because I just think it's a bad precedent to have. No matter what size of line, it's a safety concern for anybody that's going to be digging in the right of way, whether it's our guys or whether it's a utility company that's putting in fiber or something like that. I just, especially when it comes to gas and electric, those two are kind of a bigger deal.
And there's no way to contact Iowa One Call and just do amendment, say, hey, we know there's a line here. Mark it.
In the past, we've tried to inquire about that, and there's no good way to get that in the system. About the only way that I've found is if it's a public utility or a utility owned utility, if you want to call it that, Mid-American, REC, if it'd be a new service line to go across there, then it's going to be located. But when it's a private utility like that, but when it's a homeowner utility, if you want to call it that, that doesn't work. So.
And the 2 underground water pipes, those aren't part of One Call either.
They will not be, but made it very clear to the property owner as well as if there's any issues that arise from those, it's the homeowner's responsibility to take care of those.
It would only affect his property if they
Correct.
were.
It could affect our road, and he'd be responsible for that as well. But it's just for his. It's for getting water to the other side from where his well is.
So both these are unconventional to the way we normally do it.
And we've done these before. When they did water main work in Arcadia here recently, the service lines, the water main was on one side of the road, and the service line had to go underneath the road to the house. So I mean, that's not unheard of for that to happen. We've done that before. In that case, it was a paved road, so I believe we may have cased those lines. I'm not sure. With this being a gravel road, I don't think that's necessary for what this is. But so it doesn't happen all the time. But to say that we don't do it wouldn't be correct either. I mean, it's something that we've done. It's just when it comes to electric and gas, that's a little bit bigger deal from a safety concern. So. Any other
You're looking
questions?
for approval for the electric and water at 20550 150th Street. I'm making a question to approve that.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? They want to talk about it, Gene? No. Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, discuss Voyager Road and County Ordinance number 12.
I got a couple more things.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right there.
Equipment quote. We got a quote for a skid loader trailer. It's basically a little bit wider, extra wide between the fenders skid loader trailer to be able to haul our skid loader that we have. Had a hard time finding vendors that would get this wide, but I did check with a couple different salesmen or different companies as far as this same brand to make sure that we're in the right ballpark on this, but did get a quote from Haley's for it's a 22-foot long trailer with 2 10,000-pound axles to be able to haul our skid loader trailer. Currently, right now, we use a deck over trailer that gets pulled by a dump truck, and it's just big and clunky. And not that it doesn't work, but this would be a lot more efficient for us to be able to move that around and not have to use that deck over trailer. This will also be a lot easier, quicker to unload and load because it's going to be lower to the ground and it's a tilt bed, so it's pretty simple and little less work for guys flipping ramps down and everything else too. So it should be a pretty good deal from that standpoint.
It's a lot of money for a darn trailer.
It is.
Is it, we overkill this? I mean, the price is right. I looked it up online and then did my homework and it looks like the price isn't bad, but are we overkilling? We get by cheaper? Is cheaper not as safe, not as efficient?
I can't find another trailer that's 85 inches between the
So you want
wheel wells.
between.
Well,
Okay.
our skid loader is 81 inches.
Okay,
And the other trailers we have are 83. 83 is the best I can find. To have only an inch on each side,
No.
we're gonna destroy the fenders on that trailer.
no, I'm just asking. I said
So
the
that-
price was not aligned.
That's why I'm going for this route. I want something that we can pull with this medium duty truck that we had bought. That's the whole plan for this, I guess. It's doesn't have air brakes. It's just it's a simpler process, I guess, for what we're trying to accomplish. And the load unload will be a lot easier with it being lower to the ground and being a tilt bed.
You have to register that different widthwise?
Excuse me. I have to look into that. I think there may be an oversized permit that needs to be acquired for that, just for that extra width.
There's not very many people that make 85-inch width. So
Yeah.
Is this is, you had this in the budget just last year, I thought, if I remember right.
I already spoke to you about the differences. Yeah, I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it.
I don't either, because it's a good price for it. Not a good price for it, but it's in line with everybody else I've looked up online, so.
They're expensive for what they are.
Yes, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and second to approve the trailer for 17,950. Haley Equipment, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, department update.
A few things, haven't talked to you in a little while. We did get our equipment operator position filled. Austin Tegas started on July 28th. That's going well. Hit the ground running there. So I'm glad he's on board. As far as construction goes, the bridge in Greene County, on the Greene County line, we do have all the pavement poured. They poured the rail on Friday. So they'll be stripping those forms. Still some dirt work to do to kind of shape banks and get things cleaned up if it ever dries up. And some other miscellaneous, got to seal the pavement, and the bridge approach joints and things like that. Guardrail has to get done yet. So there's still some things to do, but the plan is hopefully by the end of August that will be open. So that's what we're shooting for.
Cement's done on it though, so.
Yep, concrete work is done.
So to
Then next
Shiner-
year's diamond grind.
On not that road.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm talking Hawthorne.
Yep.
So the Topeka Shiner finally moved on with their fund. Huh?
Well, I think the heavy rain that we have probably
Took care of it.
wash them downstream, but as of July, end of July, we are out of that window now, so we can work back in the stream and do what we need to do to get the project finished. So,
Good one. Good deal.
Is this?
yep, you're right, Gene.
I know. We better not go any further.
As far as other construction going on, we are patching on Hawthorne, north of Halber. Going well. We'll have another week on this mile that we're on, and we'll continue to the next mile. So trying to get all that patched so we can hopefully plan on diamond grinding that road next year. That's the plan, if we can get all the patching done and kind of get things worked out. So
I heard barricades were everywhere Saturday morning.
yeah, we did have to go out Saturday morning and pick up all the barricades. Pretty much every barricade that was on the road was not on the road as of Saturday morning after that wind went through. So got everything picked back up and had one tree go down on Concord that we had to push off. And overall, could have been a lot worse. So not going to complain too much about that. So
What road work are you guys doing? Southeast of Breda there on the gravel road,
230th.
the 230th. I know it's on the bike trail.
130th, 130th.
130th, we're there. I think they're gonna be working on paving that bike crossing. We've been continuing.
No, this is where they
Which
were
one?
digging the ditches. I talked to Jamie to start when he was putting the sign out.
Okay,
Is that-
I guess I'm not sure. I'll have to check in with. I'm
No,
not sure what that is.
I just thought you off the top of your head. Is that on the bike trail? I saw that said road closed sign, and they had some trucks up there the other day when I went by there.
I don't know if they're just if they're cleaning, doing some
Okay.
ditch cleaning, maintenance type stuff or what. But I know there is a couple. If you started talking about the bike crossings, I know there's a couple of those yet we
Yep.
have to do. I think
Hawthorne and 110th.
that's correct. At least one of them, I believe, is on the list to get done yet this fall if we can make it work. This is see what Mother Nature gives us for availability and time. So
I need to talk to you later on about an issue where someone's drilling the well next to the road. And a lot of the slump is going down a ditch.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Huh? You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Along the old seal. Okay.
Any
You're aware
more
of it, huh?
questions for Zach? Thanks for the department update.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Okay. Item number 2, discuss Voyager Road and County Ordinance number 12. This started Tuesday when the sheriff hit me up because a couple of cars were stuck back in there. One of them had been there for over 6 weeks. This is a section of Voyager south of 130th and east of Velvet after you come to the Carroll access. So it would be the section you can still drive on a level B road from Velvet to the access, but from there to the other end off of 130th past the gravel pit or before the gravel pit is the section that he was requesting be closed. And ordinance 12 says
Who's requesting it?
the sheriff.
The sheriff, okay.
It's a level B now, it wants it to go to a level C, so access to any level C road shall be restricted by means of a gate or other barrier as determined by the engineer. The gate shall be purchased and installed by the county and maintained by the adjoining landowners. If not so maintained, the county may remove the gate. And in order to do this, we need the property owners on both ends of the gate to agree. Courtney printed out the last time we did it, and the process has to be a public hearing. But we have Jason and Zach here, and maybe they can enlighten us.
The first step, I guess, is all the adjacent property owners have to be on board with this, and I believe they will be. I contacted the other property owner, Keith and Tyler, and I believe they're on board with it. Just got to get them paperwork to sign for that petition. And I spoke with Jason, he's gonna talk to his board about this as well, see if they're on board with this. So that's kind of the first step in the process, getting that petition signed, and then from that point, then we can start setting up a public hearing and go through the motions.
So. Is it just from the entrance of Tiefenthaler's pits to that entrance into, one of the parks there?
To Carroll County access.
Just that
It's
quarter
kind of-
mile or whatever?
Yeah, it would be, I would call it
So you could still come from Voyager from the east?
you could
And
be able
get to that park?
You'd be able to come off 130th or off of Velvet. Either way, it's just the in-between area where
And the distance isn't that big of a,
I would say it's less than a quarter mile.
yeah,
It's not very far.
no.
The other
And it is
parts-
dangerous and that C area is dangerous.
The other parts of the area or that road are, even though level B, they are maintained. I mean,
Correct.
I know even Teller does a little bit for when they're hauling out, making sure that that road is in decent shape. So those parts are definitely a different, it may be all classified as level B, but they're definitely a different,
They're a real high class level B.
they're a different level B. Yes, with the overgrowth of the trees and some of the holes that are back in that stretch, I would agree that it's not a good place for any vehicle to be.
So how much is that park utilized up there? What's just a public grounds is all it is?
Public access fishing, there's a rock down there, people like to fish, people camp there.
Well, the thing is, and as we did here a while back, we had a Class C road, we went and raised to Class A. So it can, if something would ever develop back in it, it could always be changed.
It could be.
Is that where people get on to float the river? Is that a spot that people would? And do you see an issue with this? Are you okay with this?
Park standpoint, from Carroll County access. I mean, once you get around that little curve, there's a timber there, but after that curve, the little strip of land basically mirrors the river, so there's not a whole lot of county property, actually. It's just kind of a little narrow strip along the river, so.
But you'd still be able to access it by foot. It's just,
Yeah, you can still access it. I mean, there's some spots that people like to fish back in there, but obviously it's not accessible right now anyway, so it hasn't been for several years, so.
one of the cars that got pulled out Thursday or Friday had been back there for over 6 weeks. And there was
But that's the problem. They get back in there and nobody else can get back in there, so you don't even know anything's back in there unless somebody says something, so. Or somebody else tries to get back in there, so.
I was there 3 times this week. One time, a private person was pulling a car out that had been back there. And it had water that was well into the interior of the car. I wouldn't say up to the steering wheel. The white car that had been back there 6 weeks, he had water up. He called he called 911 saying, "What do I do?" And they said, "Get out of your car," but it was up to his steering wheel. And that had been back there, and then finally
On that road?
yeah, on the road, on Voyager. Yeah, I got pictures I can show you. But yeah, and it got,
Is that deep in there, huh?
he walked up to Carroll Access and was able to get a ride from there, but then again, the road was blocked, but yeah, it's a totally unmaintained level B road where it has flooded and the ruts in there are several feet deep.
So there's water across the road and people driving through the water.
And obviously this year we'll
Huh?
have a lot more rain than we've had the last.
No, but I'm just saying, if I see water along the road, I'm not gonna drive through the darn water, whatever.
And these weren't just one things, there was, but they were one after another after another.
Well, these roads were basically put back in kind of them pits, weren't they? At one time?
I assume so. I guess I don't know for sure, Gene.
Yeah. And there's not much going on in and out.
No, I mean, there's farm ground on the one side, but they don't access it from that road. They access it from before the area that we're gating, so.
Right.
I don't see any reason realistically why Carroll County Conservation or Tiefenthaler will even need to get in the gates. I mean, maybe it's made for maintenance or something at some point in time, but there's really, it's not like it's gonna be open and shut a whole bunch of times. I think there's a reason why, there's a good reason why a gate should be put there.
So Tuesday night, one of the cars was getting pulled out. The gal said she was trying to get to Carroll Access. Google Maps took her that way. And I looked, it does take you that way, but to go around off of 130th up to Velvet and back the other way to Carroll Access is 1.7 more miles. So there may need to be a sign that says Carroll Access, this would be a conservation thing, Carroll Access not available from this point, 1.7 miles up and around.
We should have taken care of that as well for right now, because when we put on our 511, that there's a road closure there, it does communicate through Google and will reroute around
Okay.
that, so if we keep that on there.
If they take 130th up to Velvet, they can get right to it.
As an engineer, what are your thoughts?
It's very overgrown, we can't even get our equipment back in there.
Okay.
It's not a serviceable road. I mean, there's level Bs that we've had to repair and fix to try to maintain for farm traffic and things like that, but this one would be a lot larger endeavor, especially because of all the trees.
Yeah.
And there's just really no need. I don't think there's any.
Like you say, there's no field access back there.
There's no need to get back in there. People can still access back in there by foot. But that's my 2 cents, I guess.
Yeah. You put gates up there, you're gonna make sure they can't drive around the gates too, or?
Well, if you put the gates, what
They
we're
won't.
talking about, there's enough trees and things there that I think they won't be able to drive right around the gate. Now, could they drive out like in the farm field and get back onto the road somehow? Probably, but I don't know how you're ever gonna stop that. I mean, you're trying to do what you can to keep people out and let them know that this is the place where you should be.
Reason I brought that up, we talked about that level B road and you said, hey, put gates up there, some still drive around through the ditches, but this, we shouldn't have any problem
Way
with
up
that.
here.
Not on the ends, I don't think, because there's enough trees and things there that I think it's gonna.
Tiefenthalers use this
road,
so it'd be right
Or people, I should say.
Sure.
I guess that's not a term. I mean, that's.
Yeah, everybody can do whatever one, yeah, I agree.
They can't get
People
the
down
park
out
right
trespassing.
They can't get to the park
They can't
here.
get
They get here. They can't get here. There's millions.
Gotcha. Thank you. And we
Yeah,
can,
coming off 130th, the gates will be easy. Coming off of Velvet, it's gonna take more than a gate to keep people from driving around.
Yeah, we've already had some conversations.
There's a couple trees there that are dead that,
Potential
Yeah.
obstacles.
yeah.
and if we
So
do,
what does it take to
Well-
get the process started then? I know Jason's board has to approve it. That would be one signature. And then the other signature, have you approached Tiefenthaler?
I have, I talked to Brent, his mother, I mean, I believe it's in Dale's name, but his
Yep.
mother would have the, I guess the authority to sign on that, I believe, so I have to just get the petition to him for her to sign, and then, Carroll County Conservation would be the other signing that we need to have on that, and once we get that, we should be able to get the ball rolling on. setting
And
up
then we have to have a
hearing.
public hearing. So the ball's in your hands, you'll get the signatures, and then Jason, your next board meeting will be agenda item.
So,
Looks like 627 yards or 0.35 miles. I did
Yeah,
the
third
math.
of a mile,
Third of a
just
mile.
barely over. You're the best, Mike.
So there's no action to be taken, just keep moving forward.
we'll keep the ball rolling and go from there.
All right, thank you. Item number 3, approve payables of $287,247.60.
It all looked fine to me. I'll make a motion to approve the payables.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve payables. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, approve fiscal year 26 Maple River wastewater system transfer resolution. Court.
This every year, or their payment back to the county from the local option fund. You'll notice that the August payments are a little higher, and it's because it's July and August payment together. We didn't do it in July, so we'll get both payments made in August.
I do have a question here. This is also includes interest too, doesn't it?
No, these are principal payments on.
Just principal, what then that interest then is paid later on?
Your section 3, interest payments will be paid on the same date by county check.
Okay,
It's just a different process. Because
Alright.
the checks are at actual expense and miscellaneous revenue when these are.
that goes back in a local option too, though, doesn't it? Okay, that's my question.
Is that fund a lot better since we tried to fix it?
It's doing okay.
Doing okay? Good.
As long as they don't have $6,000 bills.
Yeah.
That would have really.
That would have hurt.
Decimal points being in the right place, man.
Good catch.
Add
Good
another
catch.
figure.
We're looking for approval for Maple River wastewater treatment
Yeah.
transfer resolution.
I'll make oh, go ahead.
I'll make a motion then.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Resolution.
Oh, roll call. Yes.
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 Miners.
Yes,
Yes.
I would like to point out that the Maple River one, there's 2 separate notes. Because we did the original one and then there's the one we did last year.
Yep.
This principal payment includes both of those.
Okay.
Last year we had 2 separate ones and it was kind of a mess, so this year I just added them together.
Perfect. Item number 5, now the more simple one. Approve fiscal year 26 Mount Carmel wastewater system transfer resolution.
I've just got one question. If we pay the interest, like, instead of paying it every month, is it cheaper to pay it every month or is it cheaper to pay it like every 6 months?
It's set up the loan and through the ordinance.
Didn't make any difference. Okay, I'm just asking, if you make a loan on your house, if you don't make the interest payments, it's gonna cost you more after a while.
Station schedule is a monthly.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the Mount Carmel transfer.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more questions? Roll call, Courtney? Yes.
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Miners,
Yes,
Yes.
motion.
Item number 6, manure management updates. Falcon Finisher Farms, section 36, Arcadia Township. Change crop, rotation or optimum yields, use manure analysis. Schroeder Home Sites, section 21, Arcadia Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Kennebec Family Farm Corporation, section 18, Pleasant Valley Township, no changes. Karsten Sites, section 27, Ewalt Township. Change crop rotation or optimum yields, use manure analysis. EP Fork, section 27, Roselle Township, no changes. Clucky, Dave Robinson, section 35, Eden Township, no changes. PNP Farms, section 26, Nice Township, no changes. Joan Farms, number 1, section 11, Grant Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Joe Danner, section 22, Glidden Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Sanibel Site, section 32, Arcadia Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Obman Finisher, section 7, Wheatland Township, no changes. Item number 7, committee reports.
I can go first. Last week I had public health, and they were on board for that text my gov. To proceed or look into it at least, whatever. And today I have no, I don't have newspaper radio. You do, right?
Yeah, I think it's yours.
It's yours. And I have conservation today. That's it. Thank you.
I can go. Last week I had legislative forum, or I'm sorry, not legislative forum. ISAC legislation exec boards to discuss legislation proposals for the next 2026 year. Scott had sent me a few. You guys will be receiving kind of the feedback that we received. We did do it via Zoom, because there was a lot of people that couldn't meet in person. And then we also had, a Wesco meeting, but there was some technical difficulties, so the meeting was cut in half. That attend the egg golf tournament, which was good. This week I will have tomorrow the 99 county tour here in this room from 9 to 10:30. And that would be it for next week.
You're the best. Thanks for voting for my little thing.
And I will be getting donuts and coffee for tomorrow. Courtney, do we know how many people to roughly expect?
Our guess was 24.
Okay, that's
I'm not sure how many departments they show up.
Mike, are you gonna have 5 or 6?
Donuts 7.
Okay, so 3 dozen.
They did.
the donuts.
So going back 2 weeks, Monday, July 28th, I did text my govs that, Mike mentioned, I talked to Jeff Collin about it, talked to John Kretzinger about it. They were both in favor of it. Carroll City Council that night. Tuesday spoke with Josh Axman, ICAP about an insurance claim. Sent pictures of an intake damage at Iris and Jade to Zach from a truck that went in the ditch on a couple nights before and did some damage on Iris and Jade. Spoke at length with Don Meyer about Text My Gov. She's the city administrator in Manning. They have it down there. They use it and they love it. They use it also as an advertising tool, which I don't think our county would. They put like house barn activities and whatever, and people can opt out if they choose to. On Wednesday, I think it was the last day to submit our ideas to ISAC. So I put one in about tax credits for EMTs, which may get no traction. I did talk to the county attorney. Thursday, I talked with Sarah about a demolition permit form. We currently don't have one, and I think we need one to get it off of people's taxes when they bury, burn, or relocate a building. Friday, chamber coffee was at the Animal Rescue League. Friday night, I did do a deputy ride along, and last week, Monday, I did talk with Jason Hoffman about Text My Gov. He's had several conversations with them on his own about some of his concerns. Tuesday was the sheriff's sale on a property in Lanesboro. There was one bidder there, but nobody wanted to meet the minimum bid. And that was when he hit me up on closing that section of Voyager. Tuesday also was the CCGP workshop. Tuesday, I did do a deputy ride along to Voyager where a car was getting pulled out. Wednesday, I asked Jason about closing that section of Voyager. He said he would put it on today's meeting that Mike's attending. I also spoke with Courtney at ISAC about their annual retreat this year. They're doing it in Carroll County in honor of John Worden. Evidently, whoever is president, they always do it in their county. They're going to continue to do it here, but she wanted ideas on tours and restaurants. Thursday, I reviewed secondary roads payables. Thursday night, did a deputy ride along. Conservation also pulled out an abandoned vehicle off of Voyager. Performance Tire towed 2 vehicles out of that area that day. Friday, courthouse payables. Chamber coffee was at Scoops. Went with Sheriff Pingree to Voyager to look at the road closed barricades, which Jamie Dessart put up on Thursday. And I had another conversation with the county attorney. Saturday, I spoke with Jeff Cullen about storm damage and made several trips to Swan Lake, and that is a mess. This week, tonight, Carroll City Council, Tuesday, ISAC 99 County Tour in this room at 9 o'clock. Stephanie's bringing donuts and juice, so everybody come hungry and thirsty. Wednesday, executive board meeting at landfill. Friday is a golf outing fundraiser for our SVP.
Okay, since last time we met, I had the radio newspaper last time. And then on Tuesday last week, we had CCGP was a workshop in regard to starting on updating our strategic plan. Then also on Tuesday, we had our bid openings on that new opportunities for a new building at Waukee. And then on Wednesday, we scored those bids, and those bids came just barely under our maximum without much room for any room for all changes. So we're going to possibly talk to the low bidder and do some what do you call I lost the word term. Value engineering, thank you, sir. And so we're working on that. This week, ISAC 99 county tour here. And then also on Tuesday, I will have probably my last board meeting for Rolling Hills. We're gonna be disbanding the 2080 agreement. The only thing we'd probably have to do after that is if there's an audit, do something with the audit. And then Tuesday night, I have policy council. Thursday is CCGP executive board meeting. And then on Thursday, I have new opportunities board meeting.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. I've been working last couple weeks on this opioid prevention money that we're trying to divvy out. Still not getting any takers. I'm not sure why. Talked with Craig Williams last week. He had a couple ideas for me, so I'm gonna dig into those ventures a little bit. Last Tuesday, I attended I went to a tax relief meeting. It's very informal. It was in Jefferson. Friday, I went to the Chamber Coffee Scoops. Met with John Kretzinger for a while on a couple of issues that were going on. Fielded quite a few numerous calls and emails from some people. And this week I got the ISAC County tour tomorrow, and I've got newspaper and radio today. So that's all I have for this week.
I did explain to a lot of people that pie chart on the back of their income tax or on their property tax statement. And a lot of people did like that, did not even know it was on the back page, and think it should continue.
Well, that information's always been back there, except it wasn't in a pie chart.
Exactly. But I don't think.
But people don't look on the backside.
Right. And I think even after I told people who were complaining about their property taxes, like the county's portion was a negative, parentheses is a good thing when it comes to taxes. Any comments from those in attendance?
Did get a nice email thanking us something.
Yes, we did. Yes, we all received a nice email from a former supervisor. No comments. Courtney, next week? Maybe text my gov. I would encourage every department head who hasn't talked to them to talk to them if they need to. I've got their contact information, but I've reached out to several department heads and they all acted like they would use it and think it's a good thing. I don't like the idea that it's a 3-year contract. I'm trying to negotiate that down. I get it. They've got to get 20,000 cell phone numbers in the county and people can opt out of it, but I'm not saying that has to be a special meeting on next week's agenda, but maybe on the day or on the 25th, it could be. Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.